Hi, I hope you can all hear me. I'll speak as loud as I can. I have the sound up pretty high. Um, this is just a little bit of a catch up um, about what's going on in our life. Johnny is going to be going to PEI. Uh, as you remember, he was an epileptic, and then the epilepsy medicine caused damage and thyroid damage, and he was on medicine for that. Well, those two medicines, along with the phenobarbital, caused severe bowel damage. So he's been on medicine for 5 days with like bloody mucousy diarrhea. And I'm going to ask everybody who listens to this if anybody does, nobody does, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to ask you to say a little prayer for Donnie. I think he needs everyone that he can get right now. That's about all I've been doing. My husband will, um, the appointment won't be called in over until, because it's another province from ours, until Wednesday, so it'll probably be next week. My husband will drive us over and stay for the appointment, and then if they do tests, he's going to come back and go to work, and I'll stay over in a motel with a new notebook or Chromebook. Um, so we've got a lot of things to do on the weekend. We're not going to cook your normal Easter dinner because I don't want to cook food around a really sick little dog. So, oh, I don't know, we might get like buy just barbecue chicken from our grocery store, which are really nice, and the meat's really tender, and have potato salad and coleslaw. My husband's away most of that day with church, which I can't attend because Johnny's so sick right now. And then he belongs to a men's organization, and they have Easter service in the afternoon. So yeah, that's one thing. I try and get to different chats, but I'm not going to take part in fighting and whatnot. I really life is too short for me, eh, so I don't want that. I'm kind of hoping a really lovely lady is following me. She's from Connecticut, and if you're listening, Donna, hello, welcome. I hope you're here. If not, well, I hope you find your way. I'll have to call you again and tell you. Yeah, we met her years ago. She and another couple bought the house right across from us and did a lot of work on it. And she and her husband became fast friends. I mean, we had so much in common. Um, and when they stopped coming, we really missed them. I mean, the other couple kept coming, but yeah, we didn't see them. But I mean, life got in the way. They had children and grandchildren and you name it to attend to weddings and graduations and everything like that. So yeah, their life got very busy. But and he passed away recently, but she's doing amazingly well. And she's got this wonderful condominium. They sold their house. I mean, sometimes at some point, like I know my husband wants to live here till the very bitter end, but it's too much house for us now. I'd like something right in the town, close to where we live, and just closer to all the amenities. So if something happens to either of us, it's easier. Like if it were my husband, then it's very easy for me to walk around everywhere or drive. But and as for the eye issue, so for most of my life, and I mean, medicine wasn't that sophisticated then. I had blood clots in my carotid artery since I was a little baby. I guess I was born with them that way because I had no vision in my eye from that time. Anyway, 2 years ago when I got the vision back, bizarre as it was, because there was nothing before, um, they let go, and I had apparently a small stroke, which is fine. Um, Now, my ophthalmologist is doing everything possible he can. Um, he's in Italy right now, the brat, and he's been there many times before, but he was describing how how delicious their spaghetti is. Now listen to this. They make their own noodles, their own spaghetti noodles. So you can imagine homemade spaghetti noodles. They make the sauce from their own tomatoes. They're all their own peppers and onions that they've grown themselves. And then they use olive oil, which they produce right in their local villages or just on the outshoot of. And I don't think they put meat. He didn't mention that. And he said the cheese is even made there. And he said, you wouldn't believe, he said they soak the noodles in the oil and some spices. And everyone, the spices are grown there. Can you imagine? Fresh garlic. I mean, what we get here is from the grocery store. Fresh, fresh. Oh, I can't imagine. And imagine growing your own tomatoes and then making your own. Anyway, spaghetti sauce. He said they soak the noodles in oil and spices for a day or two, and then they boil it gently. So that would be like a medium to low, water. And then he said they take it out, and he said they're so easy to eat, but he said the taste is indescribable. I don't know if I mean, would it matter if there's meat in it? He said it's to die for, and then they make their own homemade bread. And then he said, usually we get a side order of mushrooms, and he said they use real butter with them, but it's unsalted. And their mushrooms are fresh, of course. And he said, now he said the pizza he could live without, but he said it's made a lot differently than we make it here. There's really not much cheese on it. The crust is very good. It's like crunchy and very, very thin. And it's made with that same kind of sauce. But they put like anchovies and a lot of their fresh vegetables. Yeah, no meat, no pepperonis or anything like that, from what I understand. And then he said the lasagna is again to die for, and I make homemade lasagna. And I consider mine to be very delicious. I haven't made it in years, but anyway, and he's so nice, such a nice doctor. Um, yeah, but I was drooling when he was describing his spaghetti. Let me tell you. So when he comes back, I go Thursday, and I have um, a, an MRI of the brainstem just to make sure there's no blood clots there. And if we're pretty clear on blood clots, my EKG was absolutely normal on Friday, blood work was normal, blah blah blah. Then I'm fine, and I just say a stronger blood thinner. And my two eyes actually are kind of working together until the left one gets tired, and then goes all over the place. Goes on vacation and looks out. So it's going to be a matter of training the eye, which is great. The doctor wanted me to go on levodopa, which is for Parkinson's, which I do have. It's kind of obvious by my symptoms, but when I read the side effects, I'd rather. I have a TENS machine, and when I was in physiotherapy years ago, when I injured four discs in my back, herniated them, so I was in physiotherapy for quite some time. Anyway, the physiotherapist, she explained that, like, and I didn't take any pain medicine whatsoever, and yet the pain was severe. But she put the TENS machine on and a hot water bottle on top of it. And they had like these big bags that they put in hot water, but a hot water bottle from here would be great. They had what it did was I was 20 minutes on that, and then I go home, and it what it does is it releases natural dopamine, and that's what the levodopa gives you, the dopamine. But I'd rather get it naturally than take that medicine because you you build up a resistance, and levodopa will only act for you for about a year, and then it doesn't work anymore. So that's not so great. Anyway, yeah. So I've decided to go with the tens and leave it at that. but I'm feeling great. I need to make sure I get, like, I'm very mobile, but I have to get even more, I mean, very mobile as it can be. But I have to become even more mobile. That's a trick. Because the rigidity, you want to make sure that you get your joints as limber as possible. So, and I'm doing that. So now I'm trying to find normal tops without all these zigzag. Um, I mean, I have a lot, but I packed them away. Well, I mean, I sit in the basement. I mean, when I go out, I wear my good tops, but I need a couple more to pack for PEI. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I will be able to go. They're not that far away. It's just like just behind one big mirror that my husband would have to move, and then I could get into them. But anyway, so Easter's going to be low key for us, and I never ever miss church. Services stopped years ago down where we are for Good Friday. They used to have them though, before, but they don't now. But when I was a kid, it was non-denominational. You'd all go to one church, Roman Catholic, Baptist, United, Presbyterian, any denomination. And every hour on the hour, the service was like 7 or 8 hours long, and it was combined choir from all the churches, beautiful music. And you could leave or sit down at the top of the hour. And when I'd get a seat, because often I'd go by myself, I'd stay for as long as I possibly could. But the church was just packed. But if it got really crowded, I'd have to get up. And no, that wasn't a lighter. That was me clicking my fingers. Yes, it was a lighter. Anyway, yeah, the church. When the church got really crowded, we'd have to get up. And yeah, I really wish people. I mean, okay, I get what drama channels are all about, but I find it so sad to listen to people kick other people in the gut. Uh, you know, just stop and think about this for a minute. If you were in, your own real life, would you really say the things you say on here? I can't imagine that you would, but maybe you do. I mean, maybe you walk around getting your teeth punched out all the time. I don't know. So, anyway, that's all I have to say for now. I wish everybody a wonderful, blessed Easter. I'm going to ask everybody who listens to this to say a little prayer for Donnie. I don't even know if I have any sound on this. I may have to do it again. All right. Happy Easter to everybody. And I hope you're all with somebody or you're able to contact somebody that you love. God bless.